Uh, I'm live now. Can send, I'm just trying to set up the link. Just give me a minute or so. Just waiting for the one of the sign from my colleagues if it is visible. So thank you so much, Senthil sir. Thank you so much, Dr. R.K. Mudgil, for such a warm welcome. It's a pleasure to be here, and it's the HCAP, my own state's association, who is working day and night and working so hard. And I'm proud to be part of this Youth Physio Webicon. Dr. Mudgil and me had a word before the start of this Webicon, and I was so excited to go ahead with this. So I heartily congratulate the HCAP team and the efforts of all the organizing members, including Dr. Manoj, Dr. Senthil, AOMPT. You guys are doing amazing job, and I welcome all the students who are seeing me live right now. And my topic for today is unifying two great forces, the art and the science together. So, myself, Dr. Sarab Sharma, welcome you all. And I've kept my introduction to just a word, that is physiotherapy, because nothing is more important than being a physiotherapist to me right now. So, what are the two great forces in this world is science and art. Why I say so is when you see on the science side, there is a word known as deterministic, and on the art side, there is a word known as open-ended. So whenever there is a scientific fact, that is always deterministic in nature. You cannot change it. Sun rises in the east means sun rises in the east. You cannot change it. But for an artist, it can be an imagination. It can be a lot of different things and parameters in which he can think. So where we stand right now and what is the best practice right now is the evidence based, where we stand somewhere in between the line. You see this blue dot, and this dot keeps on shifting with time. uh, 20 years there was tooth extraction. The dentist used to tell the patients that you need to eat something warm after extraction, something soft and warm, जिसको हम हिंदी में हलवा बोलते हैं, उनको डॉक्टर्स वो सजेस्ट करते थे. But nowadays, when you go for tooth extraction, doctors say you should eat ice cream. So this is the change. This is the evidence that change. Now we know that if you decrease the temperature, there is less inflammation and earlier recovery. So this point keeps on shifting towards the science or the art. And there are many things in this world that has not been discovered yet, and one of the things that fascinates me is pain. As physios, we have a lot of uh, almost every patient, 99% of the patients are in some kind of pain, one or the other. We uh, we talk to people in pain. हमारे पास जो भी पेशेंट आता है वो हमसे कोई ना कोई एक कंप्लेंट जरूर बोलता है कि सर मुझे पेन है. So we have uh, over the period of time different models of pain to better understand about pain, and these pain models started from the last one you can see at the back, the fourth number, the biomedical model. It was mainly linked to the tissues. According to that model, uh, the pain is because of the result of a tissue injury. The tissue was injured and that is causing the pain. The stimulus response is coupled. So that was the oldest model, that if there is tissue injury, you will have pain. So, but this concept couldn't explain the concept of phantom limb pain. Uh, it was not able to explain. why we get this phantom limb pains. The next model that was given by Louis Guilford, and it was the mature organism model. Uh, in this model, there was first time the environment was included in it, and the neurosciences got some space into this model. So if we alter the information, it should lead to different output. It was given by Louis Guilford, and altered behavior was the part of this. The next model that was used and that came up into existence was the allostatic model. It was talking about load, and what kind of a load. uh, Physical load, sociological load, and psychological load. So what this model said, that relationship between organisms and organisms ability to manage load results in the given state of being. तो अगर लोड ज्यादा है और ऑर्गेनिज्म की कैपेबिलिटी उतनी नहीं है तो उसको पेन होगा. ये इट वाज मोर अबाउट द लोड. एंड तीन तरह के लोड उन्होंने डिस्क्राइब किए. थ्री टाइप्स ऑफ लोड वर फिजिकल लोड, सोशियोलॉजिकल लोड एंड द साइकोलॉजिकल लोड. The last and the latest models on which we are working right now is the biopsychosocial model, the number one, which is more close to us. The biopsychosocial model comprises of the three parts. The bio means the living tissues, psychological issues, and the social models. And and furthermore, nowadays we are working on the predictive model, yeah, predictive processing model, also known as the Bayesian model. And these two models are the latest models of pain which give a broader perspective. हम कैसे समझ सकते हैं किसी एक इंडिविजुअल के पेन को. जब हम बात करते हैं पेन की, when we talk about pain, every individual has different reactions to the same painful stimuli, because pain is very subjective in nature. हर पेशेंट अलग तरीके से एक इंजरी को परसीव करता है. And it's because of the perception, it's because of the belief system, it's because of the environment in which he lives, it's because of the family status, it is because of the economic status. So there is the environmental factor that contributes to a major chunk and on how the patient is perceiving the pain. So these models are currently used, and still a lot of researches are going on in this pain world. Why I am so Senthil sir was saying that he's a manual therapist and he always talks about the central mechanisms. Why I am so into it is because every time I see a patient with chronic low back pain, and when I say chronic low back pain, it is because IASP defines a patient having more than 1 year in pain is always the chronic low back pain, and it is the most common pain in this world. It is more common than toothache. It is more common than cold, cough, flu. This problem is rampant. This disease is all over the world. It's not in your city or somewhere. It is not geographically linked. It is like a pandemic. It's spread all over the world. Low back pain, and the patients like are suffering a lot. And every time you see a patient जिसको 5 साल से दर्द है, he's complaining, I'm suffering from pain since last 5 years, 10 years. Just imagine the pain, the emotional suffering he's going through. If you are told that if someone is experiencing a toothache, अगर उसको दांत में दर्द है, and he is told that you have no other option just to bear it, and he keeps on complaining, visiting various doctors, he visits 10 doctors, and still he is in pain, and he is also seeking help from you. He has now come to your clinic and he is asking for help. Now this is the responsibility of a physiotherapist to bring that patient out of pain. So I always wanted to be that physio. I always wanted to be that physio who can help someone in pain, who can bring smiles to the patient's face. And for that we need to understand the various factors causing pain. And it's not just the tissue, because that was the last model, the biomedical model. The pain sciences have come a long way, and now we have reached the biopsychosocial model and the Bayesian model of pain. So going ahead, we need to understand first the classification of low back pain, and leave away the red flags. Red flags are not treated by physiotherapy. Cancers, tumors are the part. Central mechanism dominant. We'll talk about it later. We majorly classify the low back pain into two categories. The first one is the non-specific low back pain. The second is the specific disorders. The non-specific low back pain is not seen on an X-ray or an MRI. The specific disorders can be seen on an X-ray or an MRI. Non-specific low back pain is around 90% of the total population. Specific disorders is 10% of the total population. So if we have, say, 100 people, out of them 90 people are non-specific low back pain, जिनको हम एक्सरेज एमआरआईज में फाइंड आउट नहीं कर पाते फॉल्ट को, और जो सिर्फ 10% है, these are suffering from specific disorders. Non-specific disorders are further classified into two groups. The first is the movement impairment. The second is the control impairment. So the movement impairment means if there is the bony part involved, if there is movement related issues in the segment is not moving properly, the joint is stuck, as the book in which biomechanics, they say it's the positional fault. There is a joint blockage, or some call it misalignment, so some may call it subluxations. So there are different categories into which the non-specific pain is categorized. First is the movement impairment, जो कि bony impairments हैं, bone related disorders हैं. तो इसके आगे हम next जब move करते हैं, we see that this is the direction and level specific problem. So we know which segment is involved, and we know if it is rotated, shifted, and there are many things in manual therapy which the evidence base doesn't approve of, and we will talk about it, what's the differences in it. But coming back to this, movement impairments is the bony misalignment. Coming to the next part is the control impairment, in which there is muscles. So muscular pathology is there. So there can be it can be related to the soft tissues. The motor control exercises are the major mainstay of treatment. There is muscle imbalances because of the bony misalignments present. So this is the non-specific group. When you come on to the most of the students want to ask me all the time when I teach manipulation, they always ask me, is it the chiropractic or the osteopathic stuff? I say, if grade 3 mobilization can be done by a physio, grade 5 manipulation is also done by a physio. So it's very clear that I'm actually not able to see your questions right now. So just limit your questions. Even if I have to take these questions back again, I am on the slide page. Give me a thumbs up in the group. Mudgil sir, if you are able to listen to this, give me a thumbs up in the WhatsApp group. So movement impairments are the bony misalignments. Control impairments are the muscular issues. So if there is movement impairment, we need to have the articular manual techniques. अगर bone से related problem है, तो हमें articular manual techniques use करनी है. उसमें mobilization का बहुत बड़ा role है, उसमें manipulation का बहुत बड़ा role है, उसमें Mulligan belt treatment का बहुत बड़ा role है. We are classifying the low back pain. The second thing is the control impairment. Whenever there is issue with the muscles, तो हमें मसल रिलेटेड जो जितनी भी टेक्निक्स हैं, सॉफ्ट टिश्यू रिलेटेड टेक्निक्स हैं, वी कैन यूज द पीआरटीज, वी कैन यूज द एमएफआरस, वी कैन यूज एमईटीज, वी कैन यूज specific kinetic control exercises, motor control exercises. We can use the strengthening, we can use dry needling for trigger points, and when we can use the cupping for fascia releases. So all the soft tissue releases, soft tissue related techniques are in the control impairments. Bony impairments are in the movement group. Coming to the specific disorders, which is 10%, we have neuropathic or the neural disorders, and we have specific age-related changes like the spondylolisthesis or modic changes, discitis. Neural pain is further classified into 3 categories. जब हम देखते हैं, when we see there is a patient, उसकी टांग में दर्द निकल रहा है, तो हम उसको कहते हैं कि शियाटिका हो गया. इट्स अ नॉर्मल टर्मिनोलॉजी दैट मोस्ट ऑफ द क्लिनिशियंस यूज और मोस्ट ऑफ द स्टूडेंट्स आर फेमिलियर विद, कि शियाटिका पेन हो गई है. जब भी हम बोलते हैं कि रेडिएटिंग नेचर ऑफ पेन है, उसके लेग में पेन आ रहा है, so this category is further classified into three parts. The first is the NPSH, second is the NPCN, third is the PNS. So first is neuropathic pain sensory hypersensitivity. Second one is the neuropathic pain compressive neuropathy, and the third one is the peripheral nerve sensitization. How these are different? जब कभी पेशेंट आपको बोलता है कि मुझे बर्निंग सेंसेशन है, whenever the patient says कि मुझे बर्निंग सेंसेशन है, जलन है पैर में, it's not the normal sensation of the human mind. So the central factor is so much dominant in this, that the pain processing unit of your brain has started to perceive the pain as the burning sensation. So this is known as the neuropathic pain sensory hypersensitivity. Second one is the compressive neuropathy, in which the nerve gets compressed at the origin. And the last one is the peripheral nerve sensitization, where the nerve is compressed in the periphery. For example, piriformis syndrome is the example. And for this, we use the neural specific techniques like Senthil sir is a master in this. He'll teach you about the neural slider techniques, neural mobilization techniques. So these techniques are used for the neural specific treatments. Coming on to the last category, spondylolisthesis and the modic changes, the sciatis. It is about more of the aging, and in this, the mainstay of the treatment is your electrotherapy. So when we talk about why do we do classification of low back pain, is to have a better understanding of what technique to use and when to use it. हमने कब कौन सी टेक्निक इस्तेमाल करनी है और किस कैटेगरी को हम फोकस करेंगे. तो ये जो फर्स्ट कैटेगरी है नॉन स्पेसिफिक लो बैक पेन की, जो कि हमें एक्सरेज और एमआरआईज में नजर नहीं आती, वो है बोनी और मस्कुलर इम्पेयरमेंट्स वाली. ये डायरेक्शन और लेवल स्पेसिफिक है. इसमें हम टेक्निक्स यूज करते हैं मैनिपुलेशन, मोबिलाइजेशन, आर्टिकुलर मैनुअल टेक्निक्स में मलिगन बेल ट्रीटमेंट्स. तो ये जो मूवमेंट इम्पेयरमेंट्स हैं, जब मेरे से बहुत सारे क्वेश्चंस ऐसे भी पूछे जाते हैं कि is it the which one is better than physiotherapy, chiropractic or the osteopathy? So I'll always say, ये बहुत common question है हर lecture के बाद कि is it better or no. Every profession has its own limitations and boundaries, and we respect their professions. We being physiotherapists love physiotherapy. So the movement impairments is what the chiropractors mostly work on, the bony impairments, and the control impairments, the muscle related, soft tissue related stuff is what mostly the osteopath will work on. And they both combinedly work on this non-specific low back pain. And we have a lot of exchanges between the professions as well, but do maintain the different spheres between the professions. Coming to what uh, is hurting is the harsh reality. The people with back pain are often told to do the exact opposite of what the science is saying. जो साइंस बोलती है बैक पेन के पेशेंट्स को करने के लिए, उसके बिल्कुल अपोजिट बताया जा रहा है लोगों को. दिस इज द रिव्यू फ्रॉम द लैंसेट सीरीज ऑन लो बैक पेन एंड एसोसिएटेड डिसऑर्डर्स. सो what we actually are missing, look at this slide. This is a slide that changed the whole perspective of pain sciences. There was a carpenter, उसके पैर में ये कील जाती है and he starts shouting, और बहुत सारा पेन उसको होता है. He was taken to hospital, उसको anesthesia लगा दिया जाता है, and when this nail is brought out, it was seen that nail didn't actually go in the finger, it went in between the space. So ये जो reactions उसने दिए पेन के, और जो उसको एक्चुअल में वो जो पेन की परसेप्शंस थी या वो फीलिंग्स थी जो उसको फील हो रहा था, it told us that pain can be because of the perception as well. It cannot be just because of the tissue injury, it can be the perceived injury as well. So this led to extensive researches in the world of pain sciences, and now we are standing at this junction where one of the group is talking about the biomechanical stuff and the other group is talking about the biopsychosocial model and pain sciences. and there is a division all over the world. Some will say that evidence-based practice is the best thing, and some will say evidence-based practice and the pain sciences education is the most important thing, and others will say that this is the biomechanical disorder, and we need to have more focus on the biomechanics and so on. So there are two different groups in the physiotherapy world right now, and we need to work. Are we missing something? Are we actually missing something? We need to focus on this. Definitely, there is a profound effect of brain. Brain is the central processing unit where all the pain is processed. And let's talk about some of the articles, which is let's talk about it in detail. The first thing is one of the study in a Cochrane review told that just read this dark bold letters. High quality evidence suggests that there is no clinically relevant difference between SMT and other interventions for reducing pain. तो एक जो हमारे को स्पाइनल मैनिपुलेटिव थेरेपी के अगेंस्ट जो हमें आर्टिकल मिलता है, हाई क्वालिटी है, कॉक्रेन रिव्यू है, और इसी से अगला आप जब हम स्लाइड पे मूव करते हैं, it's an article by Gert Bronfort, and it's also high quality, in which manipulation and mobilization when used with exercises are beneficial for persistent mechanical neck disorders. So we have contradictory researches as well, and these both imply one thing, that we have formed different groups, and this group is known as the silo effect. Silo effect refers to the lack of information flowing between the groups or part of an organization. हमने different postulates, set of paradigms बना लिए हैं कि manual therapy is either very good, or someone will say no, it's the pain sciences part. So it's kind of a silo effect that is generated, and the silo effect limits the interaction between the members of different branches, thus leading to reduced productivity. हम अपने अपने सेट ऑफ पैराडाइम्स को इतना स्ट्रांगली फॉलो करते हैं कि हम वी हैव स्टॉप्ड लिसनिंग टू ईच अदर, and we have formed different circles in which we are sending right now as physios. One will say the manual therapy, other will say the electrotherapy, the third one will say the pain sciences, and this is not actually helping us. Silos lead to propensity to create our own mental and social boxes. ये जो साइलो इफेक्ट है, ये हमारे को बांध रहा है, and we are failing to share formation of the gatekeepers. We are failing to share our ideas between these different sets, these different groups of physios, compete against themselves or deliberately obstruct in the same environment. So someone will say that manual therapy is the best thing in the world. Other one will say that you cannot manipulate because it's dangerous. So these kind of silos will always lead to the problems. What we actually need to do as physios right now, the paradigms are shifting. Rather than dividing these paths in दो अलग अलग रास्तों को divide करने से better है we join them, we make the slack means the mixed practitioner aims at a unified visions where you can zoom out to see the fit between us. हम बड़ी पिक्चर देख सकते हैं, और हम दोनों जो डिफरेंट ग्रुप्स हैं उनको हम कंबाइन कर सकते हैं, एंड वी कैन कोलैबोरेट एंड क्रिएट अ न्यू ग्रुप ऑफ प्रैक्टिशनर्स, जिनको हम मिक्स प्रैक्टिशनर बोले, जो कि एविडेंस बेस्ड प्रैक्टिस पेन साइंसेज की भी बात करें और जो कि अच्छे मैनुअल थेरेपिस्ट भी हों. So this was an article published by Max Justman, Modernization of the Manipulative Therapy. He said, if we join the orthodox methods along with the new concepts, the modernization of the manipulative therapy appears likely to directly benefit both patients and practitioners. तो ये जो दो different set of paradigms हैं in treatment of various kind of pains, which most of the clinicians does. So modernization of the manual therapy is what's the answer. Max Justman ने इसको बोला है कि अगर हम उनके आर्टिकल को अगर हम पढ़ते हैं तो he said and explained it very well that if we stop using all the conventional tools physiotherapists have, it is not going to benefit the patients as well as it will not benefit the physiotherapy. So this is one of the interesting things. And how do we form the slacks? It's just like this. We are sitting in our homes, we are caged down, हम lockdown के अंदर हैं, and still we by various uh, ways we are connecting with each other, we are sharing our ideas, and so many of the students are benefited by this youth physio webicon. And this is how we need to make Slack. We need to talk and interact about different things in life, and different perspective about pain. Because if we don't talk, and if we stick on to certain set of beliefs about pain, that is not going to help. Pain is a complex thing, it's very subjective, and the researches are still going on, and we as physios need to utilize both the hands-on and the hands-off techniques. So on the hands-on techniques, it can be MFR, it can be MET, it can be mobilization, manipulation, it can be needling, it can be cupping, it can be exercises, it can be so many wonderful things can be there in the hands-on techniques. When it comes to the hands-off, it's the art of clinical encounter. How you talk to your patients, how you listen to them, what is the role of catharesis in listening to chronic low back pain patient. कोई patient आपके पास आया है, मेरे को 10 साल से दर्द है, and he's constantly telling you, you have to listen to that story, you have to bring those negative beliefs out, you have to tell them the importance of motion. Because this is this is most important thing in dealing with chronic low back pain patients. The use of NLP, neuro linguistic programming techniques, the use of reflective questioning, the use of mirroring, the use of anchoring, all these tools have a profound effect on patients. So how you talk to the patient has a great impact. And so the hands-on techniques that we use can be beneficial, but when you are dealing with a chronic low back pain patient, the value of your communication with that patient, how you believe, how you break down the negative beliefs from that patient's mind is very, very important. So it's important to uh, all of us to understand that the manual therapy group, along with this uh, pain sciences group, if we both join this, the art of manual therapy and the pain sciences, if we join these two forces, the art and the science together, results can be wonderful. And then there is an article supporting it. It was given by Heldengo et al. In 2014, in which he said if we combine the techniques, there is a profound impact on pain. So individually, these techniques cannot be so much effective in chronic low back pain, but there is a strong evidence that when you combine these techniques, when you combine hands-on plus hands-off tools, it has a profound effect. So we'll take up the questions, queries about the different paradigms, how you perceive pain, and the takeaway message from my presentation today is yes, you have to have the skills of being a good manual therapist, you have to have communication skills, but on a wider note, if we want to actually grow as physiotherapy community which can actually equip itself for dealing with patients having pain since last 20 years, 15 years, when you see people in pain, when you listen to their stories, when you see people crying in front of you, it's your responsibility as a physio to utilize and think bigger. When you see a chronic low back pain patient sitting in front of you and telling you his story कि मुझे 10 साल से दर्द है और उसके हाथ में 2 MRIs हैं, वो ऑर्थोपेडिशियन के पास जा चुका है, उसको सर्जरी बता दी है, किसी ने उसको बोला आपके मसल्स वीक हैं, किसी ने उसको बोल दिया है कि आपकी नसें दब चुकी हैं, someone was telling him that your muscles are not firing properly, किसी ने उसकी reduced muscle strength और वही विटामिन डी टैबलेट्स, वही कैल्शियम्स, वही एंटी न्यूरोपैथिक पेन मेडिकेशन खा खा के पेशेंट तंग आ चुका है, उसको समझ नहीं आ रही है, एंड द पेशेंट इज डेस्परेट और उसको हेल्प चाहिए, और वो अब आपके पास आया है एज because someone told you that you are a very good physio. So now this is your responsibility, this is your time to take this responsibility and reach that level रीच दैट स्किल कॉम्पिटेंस लेवल, जहां पे आप उस पेशेंट को उस दर्द से बाहर निकालो, जहां पे आप किसी पेशेंट को मूवमेंट की इंपॉर्टेंस बताओ, उसको मोशन इज लोशन, दैट इज द की पॉइंट दैट यू नीड टू टेल योर पेशेंट्स। जो रॉन्ग प्रिकॉशंस उनको बता दी जाती हैं कि फॉरवर्ड बेंडिंग इज डेंजरस। मोस्ट ऑफ द शियाटिका पेशेंट जो हम देखते हैं उनको ये कई बार लिखा होता है उनके स्लिप्स के ऊपर, इट इज रिटन ऑन देयर स्लिप्स दैट फॉरवर्ड बेंडिंग इज डेंजरस। तो उन चीजों से, उन उस तरह के जो नेगेटिव बिलीव्स हैं, जो नोजोकोमियल इन्फेक्शन की तरह ही जो नोजोकोमियल बिलीव्स उस पेशेंट में जनरेट हो गए हैं, हॉस्पिटल एक्वायर्ड बिलीव, सर मुझे ना चलने से मना किया, मेरे को दौड़ने से मना किया हुआ है, सर अब तो मैंने एक्सरसाइज करनी बंद कर दी है, सर अब तो मैं कंप्लीट बेड रेस्ट ले रहा हूँ। So all these kind of things that he has collected over time, जो disuse atrophy की वजह से उसके अंदर weakness आ गई है, it is the responsibility of a patient, of a physiotherapist to make people move again. We have to have our patients resilient. We have to make them more stronger and believe in themselves. And you have to generate all these things. You have to focus on their. You have to ask questions about the sleep, because sleep is a much bigger factor uh, as compared to the MRI findings. Do not always scare your patients. Do not tell them that your disc has been degenerated, because it creates a lot of. You can always use a milder form of giving these messages that. If you are 55 years of age and you find a disc bulge at L4, L5, it's a very normal thing in this age. Do not go to that MRI and switch on that light box and show it with a marker that this is gone, your disc is out. And then you start, then you should always not focus on the core muscles. Like it is always said nowadays, from 2004 to 2015, there was extensive work on the core muscles. But there was a study by Benjamin E. Smith. It's an RCT done by him. It's a meta-analysis done by him in which he says that core muscles is not linked to low back pain. So we have different kind of paradigms, different kind of things that come up and go down. So rather than fighting for different kind of approaches or the set of postulates that you make, we need to collaborate and make a bigger picture as physios, so that we can help and understand our patients much more better than we actually used to do. And I thank you all the questions and the queries, if you have any, are most welcome. Talking about the world of placebos to pain education, we all need to understand that if it is the brain and it is the hand, then only this bulb is going to glow. So thank you all. This was Dr. Saurabh Sharma. And thank you, HCAP. I heartily congratulate you once again. uh, I'll be finishing this slide and trying to switch on the camera, turn the camera to my side. If I'm able to do it, it's fine. But if it is not, I'll go back live within 1 minute, and you can ask me questions. Just allow me this. So I'm not able to switch off this camera right now. We have to. Can I go back again live from my phone? Mudgil sir. Okay, I'll end this video right now and I'll go back for your question answer round definitely.